Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today I wanted to bring up the subject about how do you identify a toxic adult child fast. So definitely want to touch on this, want to touch on how do you identify it, and then if you think that that's what you're dealing with, then how do you fix it? So for those of you that are new here, my name is Sally Harris, and I really enjoy helping moms who have defiant adult children. So these moms are really struggling with their defiant adult children who are causing a lot of pain in their life. And I help the mom create a plan using techniques and strategies to provide peace and hope. And so I'm going to put a link to my free discovery call down below the video here. And that will be a 45-minute discovery call to really deep dive into see what is going on in your relationship with your child and how it's affecting you as a mom. All right, so let's dive in here. So as far as the identification, so how do you identify this child if you're dealing with this for yourself, and obviously helping your friends as well. It takes a village, right? That's what I've always said. So number one, they blame you. So if your child is blaming you for their past and everything current. So if they're blaming you for all their problems, past and present, and maybe even future, we definitely, that's something that you want to keep your eye out for. Another is verbal and physical attack. Obviously there's not much that hurts more than a child who's saying harsh words to their mom. But that is their goal, right? If they're looking to hurt you because they're hurting. So number three is they may only attack you in private. They'll be really nice in front of everyone else, in front of the rest of the family, even in front of friends and so forth. And therefore, when you tell your friends or family what's going on, they may not believe you because they're like, I've never seen him or her act like that, because they're only doing it to you behind closed doors. So they also trigger your guilt for everything that you ever did wrong as a parent. And we've all made our mistakes, right? We're not perfect. Whether it's maybe even trying to explain like why the divorce happened or why you made a decision for them one way or the other. So that is something. And of course, they are always right and you are always wrong. These are really strong identification factors. And two of them that are a little bit, that not every single person is going to experience is if you have grandchildren, and let's say your toxic child will not let you see your grandchildren because, unless you give them what they want to control you in that aspect, and they know that you want nothing more than to see that grandchild. So they use you for that. And the last one is sometimes your child has married someone who's very controlling, almost like a bully, right? Someone who really does not like you and they want to bribe you. So that's something also that they're really good at. So basically, I think when you identify these things, you realize like you will never be able to do enough to appease them. They're basically beating you into submission emotionally, and it creates a toxic environment. They may be toxic, but it's creating complete chaos for you as a mom. So you may think to yourself, like, if I just give them what they want, this will stop. But you and I both know that that's just extending the problem even longer. So again, you're never going to do anything to stop their begging and their bribery and their appeasement, besides doing one thing, and that's what I want to share with you. And so what do you do to fix it? I feel like a broken record because almost every answer to so many of the questions that moms ask me are boundaries. And that's my answer, because if you're not defending your personal space by creating boundaries, a lot of people don't like that word, but that's exactly what it is. You have boundaries in your marriage, you have boundaries in your relationships with your other kids, and every boundary can look different. So defending that personal space, and it's hard when that person is your child, right? Because that's not the ideal, right? Because we can't control others' behavior, and that's really the bottom line. We can only control what we do. So we can control that space. We can't control how they're going to respond. And frankly, at that point, it is not your problem or your fault how they respond, okay? Because really what you allow into your life, we have to deal with. we can complain how miserable our lives are, but then we need to look at, why is my anxiety through the roof? Why am I so miserable? Why do I hate my life? Why am I drinking too much? Why am I eating too much? Because the anxiety, because we're allowing this stuff to happen. Again, we're talking about adult children. We're not talking about teenagers here. It's a whole different story. So really do not let any poison, really is what it feels like it is, and not to let that into your life, and not even your child, as hard as that is. And really, you teach people how to treat you. And I think the first time I heard that was from Dr. Phil, if I remember right. But you teach people how to treat you. So if whatever you're allowing, they're comfortable with that, and they're going to keep on doing it until you make some changes. So definitely ways to identify a toxic environment, a toxic child, and then how do you fix it? Again, is putting that boundary plan together. So I hope that helps, and let me know if you have any questions. And also, again, I'll put the link to the discovery call below, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.